who tries to act like a kid, now presenting Growing Down by Shel Silverstein. Growing Down. There's a grunt and a grumble, a sneer and a frown. And what do you have? Why, oh, Mr. Brown, the crappiest man in my whole darn town. We all call him Grow Up Brown. For each year grow and boy and pup grow up, oh grow up. He said, why don't you be polite? Why must you shout and fuss and fight? Why can't you keep dirt off your clothes? Why must you remember to wipe your nose? Why can't you always make such noise? Why do you hate to pick up your toys? Why don't you go wash your hands? Why are shoes all filled with sand? Why must you shout when I'm lying down? Why don't you grow up, grow up down? One day we said to grow up down. Hey, why don't you try growing down? Why don't you crawl on your knees? Why don't you try climbing trees? Why don't you back on the 10-time road? Why don't you try chewing gum? Why don't you play kick the cat? Why don't you not wash your hands? Why don't you join the baseball team? Why don't you jump and yell and scream? Why don't you try skipping stones? Why don't you eat ice cream cones? Why don't you cry when you feel sad? Why don't you cuddle with your dad? Why don't you have weenie roast? Why don't you believe in ghosts? Why don't you have pillow fights? Why don't you sleep with your teddy at night? Why don't you swing from monkey bars? Why don't you wish on falling stars? Why don't you run in three-leg race? Why don't you make the empty face? Why don't you smile, grow up brown? Why don't you try growing down? Now grow brown, sprinter brown, flash his head and walk up down. And finally he said to the helpless sound, maybe I will try growing down. So grow up brown began to sing and started to do silly things. He started to make weird faces and came first in the three-leg race. All day he swung from monkey bars. All night he lie and count the stars. And he went to all the weenie rooms, and once he saw the ghost. He got to be great at pillow fights, and he went to sleep with his teddy at night. He flew a kite, he took a tan, he rubbed some dirt upon his hands. He drew some pictures, he threw some stones. He ate 47 ice cream cones. He got some sand between his toes. He got a loose tooth and a bloody nose. He got a dog and walked in the mud. He imitated one foot. He climbed a roof, no one asked. He broke a wrist, she rolled a cast. She rolled down hills. He climbed up trees. He scuffed his elbows. He split his knees. He tried to join the baseball team. When they say no, he split a scream. He wore a hat and he cried when he was feeling sad and went and cuddled to his dad. He wore a hat that didn't fit. He learned this all from his foot. He just learned how to whistle and get hiccup. He sucked his thumb, he fetched a giggle. He got his trouser torn and stained. He went out barefoot in the rain, shouting to all the folks in town. It's much more fun just growing down.